You know, it's crazy because it's like, I can remember yesterday we was just turned up, we just strip clubs. Like,
tripping, man.
You know how we rock, B. But then all of a sudden it was a change of an instant. We couldn't even ignore it. We know this was better than the world.
It's all for nothing.
So we gave it all up. Everything was in vain. We here now, all praises, man.
All praise to the Most
We
High.
kings. We gonna always stand strong. Endure ain't even a question. We got this.
I'm king side. Let's go.
Oh, yeah. It's all for nothing. It ain't. They told me my soul isn't rich, okay? I let the money for nothing. I told them that ain't no for nothing. Getting the money and nothing is fashion for nothing. Getting the money then dip in this fashion for nothing. I'm at the top, not looking down. I can get used to the winning. Move with the swift, check out the drip. Plus all the money I'm spending, okay? Then I went deep into sleep. The devil we came in my dreams. Told me he proud of me. It said that my soul isn't rich. I'm like, all of this money for none. All of this love for none. Give up my trust for none. Conquer the world for none, okay? I'm out of time, losing my mind, losing my family. I'm sick of this shit, spirit is tainted, man, and it's killing me. I'm living in vain, caught in a life, I'm lucky I'm breathing. I dance with the devil, I live like a heathen, I stay with the help, we slicker than grease, controlling my mind like telekinesis. But we talking facts, I don't need your thesis, we're living in life. We far from decent and so full of tripe, and I'm embarrassed. I'm Israelite, they know I know better, I know I ain't right. I was breaking the bows into pieces. I was stuck in the trap like I'm fainting. I was swiping through girls like a visa. I was stuck in that fatty and acting real petty. And I told my girl I don't need her. What ghost on the town like mama, here go 30,000. Just call if you need me. But what does it mean? You can get all this money. But where's your team? It was all for nothing. It was all a dream. I was just getting it back. I was finessing. I'm at the top, not looking down. I can get used to the winning. Move with the swift, check out the drip. Plus all the money I'm spending, okay? Then I went deep into sleep. The devil we came in my dreams. Told me he proud of me. Instead that my soul isn't rich. I'm like, all of this money for none. All of this love for none. Give up my trust for none. Conquer the world for none, okay? I'm out of time, losing my mind, losing my family. I'm sick of this shit, spirit is tainted, and it's killing me. I'm living in vain.
Looking for peace, chasing the world, I was deceived. I couldn't see that Satan was blinding me. I was smoking the weed, feeling like a fiend. Even tried out the lean and the codeine. I was looking for love, I was for the streets. Women on women, I didn't want to leave, but it was in vain, you was all I needed. Pride before the fall, I was conceived. And on top of it all, I was mistreated. It was all for nothing, I couldn't see it. But if I died yesterday, I wouldn't believe it. With hellfire in my sight, wasn't living right. Staying out drunk, clubbing all night. Staying plotting, trying to pick up a fight. I'm dodging bullets, trying to protect my life. And make it to see them all. What got on my side and seen it all. Cause sleep, I was up off the Adderall. Turned up in the world like it's Mardi Gras. I seen the gold, I seen the shows. I saw the fame, I seen the clothes. I saw the cars, I watched it all go. Knowing one day would try to take my soul. It was all
I'm at the top, not looking down. I can get used to the winning. Move with the swift, check out the drip. Plus all the money I'm spending, okay? Then I went deep into sleep. The devil we came in my dreams. Told me he proud of me. It said that my soul isn't rich. I'm like, all of this money for none. All of this love for none. Give up my trust for none. Conquer the world for none, okay? I'm out of time, losing my mind, losing my family. I'm sick of this shit, spirit is tainted, man, and it's killing me. I'm living in vain.
Start off giving blessing, honor, glory, and power be to him that sits upon the throne and to the Lamb forever and ever. Rules of engagement, art of war. methods of the Sabbath. We're in a war, man, and we have to be militant minded, man. And I'm not talking about Black Panther, afro, and black leather jacket type of sense of when I'm saying this. I'm talking
Easily
about,
create
man,
your next video. Motion Array
Hold
offers
on.
you more than 500,000 templates, music, stock footage, transition.
Yeah. You know all that stuff we can do. Yeah.
Shalom, MALAK, Torah.
Shalom. We in the building, man. Hell yeah.
Shalom, Maranatha.
Maranatha, you can hear me? Better have Maranatha.
What's going down with y'all?
Man, we out here. You know it.
Kala Abba, man.
Hell yeah. Another Shabbat.
I'm trying to stop
wait
the
to see you on
background
the next
thing real
Shabbat.
quick.
Shabbat Shalom.
Khan. That's right, man. Shalom, man. Big time. All right. We're going to start off with Leviticus 26.
Slocky.
Oh, that's me.
No, okay. I'll just blue letter it.
All right.
Oh, you found okay, boom.
We go to the book of Leviticus 26. Let's see what that gets us. All right. First rule and foremost, when it comes down to the rules of engagement, is that Leviticus 26:2. It says, "You shall keep my Sabbaths and reverence my sanctuary." And then in Matthew it says, "And fear my sanctuary."
Calm.
All right. And you look over there on the side note, and it tells you explicitly what it means by that. All right. The Matthew's got a cool footnote to give us a deeper understanding on how it was actually thought of when it came down to fearing the sanctuary or reverence the sanctuary. He says to fear the sanctuary is diligently to perform the true worshiping and service of God.
Calm.
You know, not just sitting around there believing, you know what I'm saying, and not just having blind faith. It's about putting them works in. All right.
Calm.
100% true worshiping of service of God. To believe of nothing. I mean, my bad. To leave off nothing, Salakia. To leave off nothing. To observe and keep the pureness. All right.
Oh, he's reading
both of body and mind. Verily, and not hypocrite-like, to believe that he knows, beholds, does, and rules all things. To be aware of offending him, and with all fear, and that's God, offending God, being aware of offending him, and with all fear and diligence to walk in the paths of the laws, of his laws. So that right there is the first one, is to fear the and reverence the sanctuary. When we go about this war that we in, this silent but spiritual and evident war that we're in,
we have to be militant.
When we go about that, man, we gotta have a militant approach, man. We gotta have a militant strategy, and we gotta have a militant type of like real serious impression, man. It's
Footage.
it's a real
I try to stop.
it's a real way. It's a real war, and it's a real way to fight it. All right. So the next one we're gonna go is to Deuteronomy 20. And then we're gonna go to 20 and 1. So the first and foremost is to reverence the Shabbat, man. Fear the sanctuary. You know, put respect to it. In other words. All right. Here's another one.
You said Deuteronomy 21?
20 and 1.
Okay.
It says, when thou goest out to battle against your enemies, and seest horses and chariots and people more than thou, be not afraid of them, because the Lord your God is with you, which brought you out of the land of Egypt. And when you are come near unto battle, let the priest come forth and speak unto the people, and say unto them, Hear Israel, you are come unto battle against your enemies. You what? You are come unto battle against your enemies. Let not your hearts faint, nor fear, nor be amazed, nor of a dread for the Most High, nor of a dread of them. For the Lord your God goes with you to fight for you against your enemies and to save you. So one thing is we are not to be faint. That's like half stepping, slack, dragging ass. We have to be 100% like, you know what I mean? 100% about that war, 100% about that engagement of action. Because like it says right down there at that last verse we just read, for the Lord your God goes with you to fight for you against your enemies and to save you ultimately, man. That's the ultimate goal. So one of the things is, man, we have to be militant minded, bringing respect and bringing order to the Shabbat. That is a rule of engagement. Now we go to Deuteronomy 23. We start at 9. He says, when thou goes out with the army against thy enemies, keep you from all wickedness, for the Lord is among you. So when we going out there, going to warn the people of the sins and doing that watchman movements, there can't be no sin amongst you. Why? Because you are invoking a spirit. You're invoking God to dwell amongst you in that hour. So there can't be no sin among you at that time when this stuff is going down. You know what I'm saying? That's just the plain and simple. The lack of the sins is what empowers us. Because like we read, I think it was last week, or if it wasn't last week, it was just the last Sabbath that just came up about that Baruch 5 and 20. And when they know that if there's sin amongst us, they can defeat us. But if not, they're gonna have to leave us alone because we have a God that actually fights for us. So right here, he said, when you go out with the army against thy enemies, keep you from all wickedness, for the Lord is among you. And these wickednesses would be sinful lifestyle, man. You don't have to be thinking about bashing and choking baby kittens. Wickedness is the violation of the commandments, man. Especially when it's as a lifestyle. For the Lord is among you. If there be any man that is unclean by the reason of uncleanness, that chances him by night. And that doesn't only mean just by when you know what I mean, like a wet dream or something, but that's one of the things that it's talking about. But in a deeper way, man, it's anything that we have any type of lifestyle that we have obtained, or any type of bad habit or anything like that, man. Like whether it's like pornography or whatever, man. He's like, you have that amongst you, man. You have that on you, man. You're not ready to be out there at war, man. Or no, you are ready to go on war. You just must repent from that shit instantly. That's the better way of putting it. You would have to just repent from it instantly, which is cut it all the way out. And then you will be able to, you know what I'm saying, be ready for that soldier stuff. Just like when you join any military or something, man. There's a certain type of conditioning and a physical that is required, man. God, he gets the same respect. That's that Leviticus 26:1. 26:2. Is that, saying reverence that sanctuary, man, or fear the sanctuary, put some respect on the sanctuary. You know what I mean? Be serious about it. He said, if there be any unman clean, that is, if there be any man that is unclean by the reason of uncleanness by chance that chances him by night, let him go out of the host and not come in again until he have washed himself with water before the evening. All right. So you got to wash yourself with the word. We already know that water is the word. All right. So you got to get yourself 100% with these laws. And part of that is the dress codes and everything. He says, if there be any man, wait, my bad. He said, and then when the sun is down, let him come into the army again. Thou shalt have a place outside of the army, whether thou shalt resort to. This is another rule right here. All right. Thou shalt have a place outside of the camp or away from where you're at. Whether thou shalt resort to, and thou shalt have a sharp point at the end of your weapon. And when thou wilt ease yourself, dig therewith and turn and cover that which is departed from you. All right. So when we are in our camp, or in the squad out there, when you waking your people up, you're not supposed to be, we're not supposed to be pissing around where we're at. We're not supposed to, of course, we don't be boo-booing around where we at. We have to actually shalom. But
shalom.
Yeah. Oh, my bad. Shalom, brother. Yeah, but we got to see is we're not supposed to be pissing where we at, and none of that stuff, man. Spitting, throwing up, none of those things could be happening, man. Whatever that departs out of your body, man, you got to actually have that properly consumed. Properly disposed of, man. That's just what it is, man. So that's a rule. You know what I'm saying? He says, and there's a reason behind that. He says, because the Lord your God walks in your hosts to rid you and to set your enemies before you. Let your host be pure, that he see no unclean thing among you, and turn from you. He'll do what? He'll turn from you. That's heavy right there, man. These are the real implications behind having saying a certain lifestyle that is appropriate with God, because man, we at war, man, whether we want to be willing participants or not. And part of that is, man, the way that you have to actually get down, because when people say, well, I got God all around me and stuff like that, well, there's certain ways that you got to be getting down when God is around you. Then there's rules and regulations and standards that God requires of us, man. And especially when we out there waking our people up at war. All right. Now we're gonna go to
that's a good one, y'all. That was a good y'all mean, because I that was a good one. That's all I gotta say. I remember, y'all mean, somebody taking a leak around the area where we was Shabbat one time. You know what I mean? And that's a good one right there. You know what I mean? I'm gonna always remember that. But hey, hold on. Well, hey, y'all back up, man. Ain't no leaking around here.
Right. You gotta go somewhere else.
Come.
You know? And now we're gonna go to Deuteronomy 18:6 real quick.
Deuteronomy 18:6. Come. Okay, boom, there.
It says, if a Levite come out of any of your cities or any place of Israel where he is a sojourner, and come with all the lust of his heart unto the place which the Lord has chosen, he shall minister in the name of the Lord his God, as all his brethren, the Levites, do, which stand there before the Most High, Yahweh. So you see that right there, man. So the way that we seeing our brothers getting down, because whether they realize it or not, man, a lot of them brothers is Levites. And them brothers is out there doing that work. When you see the way that they are getting down, how they standing, how they operating, how they functioning, that's the way that we have to post it. That's the way that we're all supposed to be functioning also on the Shabbat. Those are our Levites. We can't deny those things. There's way more scriptures that backs that up. And their actions, their spirit confesses actually which children of God they actually are, man. You can see it. You're like, oh, okay, these are the ones that's bringing forth the law. That's that Levitical promise. That's that Levitical prophecy. So the way that you see them operating is the way. That's a law.
Deuteronomy 28:6.
That was Deuteronomy 18:6.
Yeah, 18, Slakia. 18:6.
You see that?
Tom.
We're not allowed to do it any other way. Because if the consensus rules, you know what I mean? Even says by 2 or 3 witnesses, you know, it's not one. So the consensus is always a rule of thumb. You see that it was like, all right, Israelites, talk about the real ones, not these fake sheep of wolves and sheep clothing Israelites. I'm talking about real Israelites. You'll see them, you be like, okay, they have a certain image. They have a certain impression. Everybody kind of already knows what to expect. And there is, and that's because when that happens, according to this book, whichever ones that you see getting down, how they getting down is how you got to get down. If they stand out there and wake their people up, you got to go stand out there and wake your people up. You know, that's how they minister. He says, he shall minister in the name of the Lord his God, as all his brethren, the Levites, do, and which stand there before the Lord. So you say, oh, I want to work for God. I'm a soldier of God. Well, you got to go and look and see what the soldiers of God is doing. And when you see the way that they're getting down, that's how you got to do it. So one of the things, though, is the dress code, man. This is Numbers 15 and 38, man. This is the real deal.
Con.
1538 and Deuteronomy.
Numbers 1538.
All right. Numbers 15 and 38. And he says, speak unto the children of Israel and bid them that they make them fringes in the borders of their garments throughout their generations, and that they put upon the fringe of the borders a ribbon of blue. So all the shirts that we have right now has a fringe or a wing or a hem. That's that little double fold at the bottom of your shirts. When you turn your shirt inside out, at the bottom you'll see that there's a double stitch down there in a fold. That right there stops your clothes from getting all frayed and unraveling as you wash it and wear it. So he says, make sure that you have that. So those cut off jeans and stuff like that ain't the business.
Con.
You know what I mean? The cut off jeans ain't the business. But what he says also, though, at the borders of your garment, place a ribbon of blue, and it shall be unto you for a fringe, the outer extremity of your garment. It shall be the most outer extremity to your garment,
Con.
which will be the border of blue.
That's right.
Today you will see the Levites that minister before the Lord. Today you will see that they will have the borders of blue sitting there, you know, on the top of their little things, right? But this right here would the fold of your shirt would be the outer extremity. You have to wear them.
That's right. In the Matthews, it says, you know what I mean, that they make guards, guards to guard your shirt from ripping up. You know what I mean? Because
Right.
if you don't make those guards or those hems or that fringe, then your shirt is gonna rip up. You know what I mean? You'll run around looking like Martin Lawrence when he was dressed up as that Shanae lady, short halved up, man.
You know, that's right. That's right. True. Yeah. So yeah, that was a good one. It says guards. So yeah, when we get to this ribbon of blue, he says, it shall be unto you for a fringe, that you may look upon it and remember all the commandments of the Lord and do them, and that you seek not after your own heart and your own eyes, after which you use to go a whoring. So me, I'm a spiritual dude. When I see this, I see it as this is definitely like a spiritual aspect behind this recipe. Basically, I can say it's like a recipe you just now gave us, man. He said, you put this ribbon of blue on the border of your garments, and it shall be unto you for you friends, that you may look upon it and remember all the commandments of the Lord If somebody ever told me that if I looked upon anything and that it'll make me remember things, you know, it would have to be a very memorable incident. I wouldn't, you get what I'm saying? Like, I just wouldn't be able to say, like, hey, if you look at this green pen from now on, every time I show you this green pen, you're going to remember everything. You get what I'm saying? You're going to pass the test. Just always just look, just when you forget the answer, look at the green pen. You like, you would think, like, what kind of magic are you talking about? Well, this is what he's saying, man. He's saying that there's some spiritual power. There's a spiritual empowerment behind you wearing these. So you have to, you know what I'm saying, get these rules down, because these rules do empower you, and your enemy knows that, man. These are the rules and regulations, man. This is the art of war. You want to be a real soldier of the Most High God, man. These are the things that you got to do, even though you may not understand all the real reasons behind these suggestions and instructions that comes of the Most High God. He says that you seek not after your own heart and your own eyes, after which you use to go a-whoring, that you may remember and do all my commandments and be holy unto your God. I am the Lord your God, which brought you out of the land of Egypt to be your God. I am the Lord your God. Well, I am Yah Elohim. So you see this, man, you're like, dang, okay, all right. He definitely letting us know that this right here will empower us now.
Con.
These are the rules and methods, man. When it comes to going to war, he's gaming these people up as he's letting them know you're about to go to war also.
Lord of the Fly, my bad. Lord of the Fly said, "What's going on? What's going on a random Wednesday?" Hey man, the work don't never stop, man. You know what I mean? That word, it don't stop on any day. You know what I mean? Any day you can get that word, man. This word today.
Yeah, man. Just handling it, man. So we got that border of blue, and it, for one thing, keeping these commandments now is showing you, and having this code of conduct, this dress code. It's not a burdensome dress code. He's not telling you to run around with spike neck collars or anything. He's just saying, hey, put a border of blue at the, you know what I'm saying, at the further extremity of your garment, man. Today you'll see the Israelites putting it on their t-shirts. He said it will empower you. It'll cause you to remember. You won't be going after the lust of your heart and whoring after your eyes. You know what I'm saying? But just as much as keeping those commandments comes with promises of empowerment. We're going to go to Deuteronomy 17. All right. Go to Deuteronomy 17 and 12. Watch this. See how the disobedience. And a lot of people don't realize that their disobedience comes across to them subconsciously as just presumption. Like, oh, I'm just gonna go do it, and God, he cool, he'll understand me. And that's just presumption. That's called presumption. But look at this, 17 and 12. He says, and the man that will do presumptuously and will not hearken unto the priest that stands to minister there before the Lord your God, and unto the judge, even that man shall die, and thou shalt put away all the evil from Israel. All right? And all the people shall hear and fear and do no more presumptuously.
That's right.
Presumption gets answered with death.
Con.
And that's the thing. We got a lot in cost, man, because this is war. So you're going to go out in war. That's like a person, and that's just equivalent to like somebody going out to war and they saying, you know what I'm saying, well, I'm not going to carry as much bullets because I think I'm just really good with my aim. And like, but yeah, you just need to go ahead and carry some extra clip. Like, nah, man, I'm good. God got me. And you know what I'm saying?
Man, tripping.
You know, like
Oh
my
yeah,
aim
you
is
gonna end up dying, man, because there's certain things you gotta have when you come out here, man. If you ain't got those things, you know what I mean. If you ain't abiding to the law, man, you're gonna end up dying.
con.
The
Exactly,
rules
man.
or the law says that you're supposed to have this amount, or you're supposed to be doing this in order to survive. The laws is there for a reason. It ain't there for no reason. Or the rules, however you want to look at it.
Right. That's the truth. Let's hit up this Sirach 7:29. Yeah, we do go, you know what I'm saying, through the book. We just got to go through all over it because this is that here a little, there a little, man. Seven and 29. It says in 7 and 29, fear the Lord with all your soul and honor his ministers. So we see the ministers, we see them camp brothers. Those are ministers. They do a lot of biblical and spiritual work for the Most High God, waking the people up, and they got little, you know what I'm saying, little things and stuff going on for the people. When the way that you see them brothers operating and getting down, that is they setting goals for us. These are the bars being set to what we gotta work towards accomplishing too. And that goes with the way that they are conducting themselves in public and everything, man. Especially when we're together on the Sabbath. If you are together with your people on the Sabbath, there's a certain way that you have to be looking, and there's a certain thing that has to be getting done also. You can't call yourself honoring the Sabbath and being a soldier of God, and all you've been doing was just eating at a buffet or something with your family. That's not that, you know what I'm saying? That's not the real fight. We're never gonna be able to win. We're never gonna be able to go anywhere from there. There's no progression in none of it. The progression will come when we start taking this really serious. The progression comes when we say we're going to get out there and stand, you know what I'm saying, and represent something that actually really does have the name of God on it. You get what I'm saying? Like real honorable stuff. He said, love your maker with all your strength and forsake not his servants. So you're supposed to be having good attendance, man. That's how you love God with all your strength, is by not forsaking the servants, the one that's actually going out there putting in some works. You know, you don't diss them brothers. You really say, I'm a soldier of God. You be like, so you're fighting the fight. Yeah, I'm fighting the fight. You're like, well, you know, you need to get with your squad. I don't have a squad. There's some brothers right there. They got the name of their organization on the back of their shirt and some other stuff. Like that's a soldier. You don't agree with that, man? You're not fighting. That's not a real warrior. Ephesians 6 and what is it, 13, 6 and 11 and all that. That stuff don't fit you. If you're saying that you're a soldier but you don't do any action, you forsaken the servants, not honoring the work of the ministers. He says, fear the Lord with all your soul and honor his priests. Give them their first portion of the first fruits and increase of the earth, like it is commanded you. You know, and we already know how people is poor, but you can still pay something. Guess what it's called? Guess what you can still pay when you're poor? You can always pay. It's called attention.
That's right.
You can always pay attention. We got that. We got attention. We got a whole bank load full of attention. You can pay that. So pay attention to them priests, to the servants. This is the truth. So when the ministers is out there, the priests, whoever, man, especially if you squatting up with the Israelites, you have to stand. You know, and you call yourself an Israelite, and you going out on the Shabbat, you gotta get out there and wake your people up. And then when you do that, man, there has to be a certain way it has to be looking. It has to look like what people already know what it's supposed to look like. You can't be the only ragtag crew that's kind of jumbled around, you know, aimlessly. That's not a good representation. That doesn't say God. People ain't gonna know, you know what I'm saying? People ain't gonna recognize that that's something for real going on. They will just see a bunch of mess. You know, and the responses and the impressions is always a lot of things that people judge you off of. So you want to make a good first impression at all times, especially when you're out there standing up with your people, for your people, speaking to them. You have to really be trying to set a good example. Right? Real talk. And he says, let's go to Sirach 16:1.
Sirach 15:1. There.
Come. In the book of Sirach, chapter 16:1, it starts off. We're going to read from 1 all the way to 14. Because watch, it's going to cover an ungodly group, a group that when they, you know, that doesn't say God is here on it when you look in that direction. All right. It says, delight not thou in the multitude of ungodly children, and have no pleasure in them, if they fear not God. What? Delight not thou in the multitude of ungodly children, and have no pleasure in them, if they fear not God.
That was Sirach 15?
Sirach.
Oh, no, 16. Slovakia. Oh, okay.
16:1.
All right, my bad. I'm not.
Delight now. Don't think that it's a good deal, man. There ain't nothing good in it. A group of ungodly black men is vain.
That's right.
Nothing godly happening around there. And if you know what's good for you, ain't none of that there.
People that plainly, that goes for the people that plainly just deny God and say, oh, I don't deal with that. And to those that's, you know what I mean, out there gang banging. Those are ungodly too.
That's a whole multitude of ungodly children. That's usually the multitude of ungodly children that we'll run across. There's other departments of ungodly children that exist that might not be gangbangers.
Yeah, those are those people that's a part of those religions.
Right. But for the most part, your first encounter is going to be, saying some neighborhood thugs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Some dudes in the wrong places, and you're there at the wrong time. That's just what's going to happen. And he's telling us, hey, man. And when you have these type of people too with you, don't think that you really have the real deal. The real deal. If those are all that your friends are, or you're going out with these, and that's all that they really, really are. Don't think that it's like a big real deal, because there's a certain kind of Israelite that has to exist. If they still don't keep the commandments and all that, they can be, real fast with the hands. They can be, real known for, that business. But at the end of the day, man, that's not what God is actually setting us up to actually be leaning on. He's not saying, hey, man, you need to rely on these type of people. These type of people are a big deal. And you're like, nah, you're not a big deal. The big deal dude is the dude that keeps the commandments, because if he has those commandments right and he wears a border of blues, that dude gets empowered.
Yo, and just to speak on those borders of blue real quick, I want to say something. For those who don't have, I wanted to speak on that border of blue real quick before we go. For those that don't have like a soul machine, you can also get this stuff right here. It's called what was it called again? Finna has that. It's called like sewing tape or something. You know what I mean? What you do is you take this stuff and you put it on your border, and then you put the border of blue on it. You know what I mean? This is just temporary too. You know what I mean? Get that. Try to get a sewing machine as soon as possible, and if you can, because this. I don't know if this will last a long time, but for the temporary, just put this on your border, and then put this on top of the stuff, and then just iron it on, and it's gonna stick up on there. You know what I mean? So
that's right.
There's no excuses, you know what I mean, for you not to have your border of blue on, because this has been created. Hold on.
Yeah.
Whoa, my bad,
That's
y'all.
True.
This this has been created to make sure you get your stuff put on your clothes. My bad, y'all. Somehow.
No, that's the truth right there. Got no excuses. It can be done. You can get it accomplished really quick, easy. That's why he says, man, especially it applies now even better than what it ever has in the past. When it says that these laws are not burdensome.
That's facts.
They're not grievous.
They ain't hard to do, man.
This stuff is not really that hard at all. They say, oh man, 613 laws. That you can't keep all them laws. You can't. What are you talking about? You know how many laws that you keep?
Man,
9 to 5 and all that in this country. How you ever look at the law books? It's thousands of laws.
Man, you don't even you abide by all the laws in America. There's way more than 613. What you talking about?
Way more than 613.
They hard to do.
And they say they law-abiding citizens. You're like, you're a law-abiding citizen of the United States? Yeah. You're like, just over 2,000 laws. And you keep them all, huh? But you say you can't keep God's laws.
Well, there's some people that can say they keep them all. There's, you know what I mean? There's still some people that can't even keep these laws. That's why they get tripped on by the Most High God, because they don't even want to listen to the people that the Most High put up over them.
Well, I was talking to Pastor Pork Chop and his minions.
His entourage. Yeah, that's real.
Because they say you can't keep all the laws. They'll say all the laws can't be kept. That's why Christ had to come and do away with them, fulfill them, so he can do away with them. Now we are under, grace and all the other things and stuff.
Yeah.
And so you like, what? You can keep your law-abiding citizen. They say, yeah. Well, if you're a law-abiding citizen, you don't break none of these laws, and there's over 2,000 laws. Why can't you keep God's laws? When God actually says through the, saying with the Holy Spirit through Paul that these through John, my bad, Salakia, through John saying that these laws are not grievous and not hard to do. These are easier laws. They're better laws. They're more beneficial and more equitous versus the laws of this land that keeps you in the bondage. Keeps you now in this high-tech bondage of financial instability. Come on, man.
Man.
Yeah, I did my rant. Let's move. Let's keep on reading. He says, start at the back at the top. Delight not thou in the multitude of ungodly children, and have no pleasure in them if they fear not God. Trust not thou in their life. Trust not thou in their life, and regard not their labors.
That's right.
Because one son that fears God is better than 1,000 ungodly.
That's right.
Doesn't matter if you're big and strong, rough and tough. You ungodly, man, you are not, like, your labors is whatever you're thinking that you're gonna do. I'm gonna just be on the front line. You like, no, that you ain't gonna have the strength to do what God's gonna give us to do, man. You're not gonna. What you're trying to do is not gonna be significant.
You know what I mean? Because those who keep the commandments, no matter who come against them, even if we smaller numbers, man, nobody will be able to defeat us. But if we got people that's not keeping the commandments, and you can go and look in the scriptures, and you see we lose wars, we lose battles when people is breaking commandments. When we do stuff that the Bible or that the Most High tells us not to do, man, we lose wars, man. It don't matter how strong and mighty you think you are. You're going to lose that battle that day.
Right.
And you ain't hearkening to the Most High God.
You're going to lose, man. You got to have your power on your side. You got to have your source of power. And everybody that's going to be out there with you have to be power-minded. They have to be, appropriate receptors of the power.
That's right.
It says, for one son that fears God is better than 1,000 ungodly. So if we have 1,000 ungodly individuals, they are still not as effective as one truly godly individual. That's heavy, man. He said, and better it is for a man to die without children than to leave behind him such children as are ungodly. For by one that has understanding may a whole city be upholden. What?
By how many?
One. By one that has understanding may a whole city be upholden. But through the ungodly, and though the ungodly be many, yet shall it be wasted through them. That's the destruction. Even though we have, and we see that. We see the destruction of the so-called black man now. We see that he's in, and they have a lot of rough and tough, bad to the bone brothers out there. They rough and they tough. They bad to the bone. Muscles and fucking they fast, but at the end of the day, what's going on? City is a mess.
Yeah, death around everywhere you look.
The place is destroyed, man. The neighborhoods that they actually inhabit is the worst places that America actually possesses.
And it don't make no sense. You like, how can such a strong and mighty people well, look like strong and mighty people. You know what I mean? Be so, and they be, you know what I mean? They look like they got some type of sense because they dress right, I guess. You know what I mean? They ain't looking bad. But then when you go into their neighborhoods, their whole neighborhoods is trashed. You're like, this doesn't make any sense. I don't know. Oh,
Defeated.
yeah, these people are ungodly.
They at war and don't even know it, and they're defeated. They're being defeated every day.
Yeah.
There's a wage being war. There's a war being waged on them every time the sun rises and every time the sun falls. There's a daytime war, and then there's a nighttime war being waged on these people every day, and they don't even realize it. Now, pass the pork chop and hot sauce. Pass the pork chop. Yeah, we ain't with pass the pork chop right here, man. You feel me?
Pass the pork chop and hot sauce. Hey, Charlie. You know that's disgusting.
Sour tricks. He says, "For by one that has understanding, may a whole city be upholden, but many yet shall it be wasted through them. Many such things has my eyes seen, and great things. Then these have I heard with my ears. Greater things than these have I heard with my ears. In the congregation of the ungodly shall a fire burn, and among unfaithful people shall the wrath be kindled." So this right here is letting you know about the atmosphere that is brewed when we are not on point, when you are dwelling in the midst of brothers, or you are unequally yoked, you're dealing with non-Israelite brothers and things like that. That's what you're going to end up getting. You're going to breed this environment, which is going to be bad for you. You can see that stuff happening online and everything, man. You know what I'm saying? When you see all the people flipping out, bugging, saying crazy and radical things against the Most High God and His servants, you're like, all right, man, what's going on here? Well, one of those things is that you're dwelling with the ungodly, and so in the congregation of the ungodly shall a fire burn. That fire is adversity, man, affliction, rejection, vengeful type of conversations and responses. You know, we can go to let's go to Sirach 7 and 17 just real quick. We're gonna bounce back to over here where we were, but I'm just gonna cover that just real quick. So we know that this fire, like the fire in the worm that Christ speaks of, that's actually vengeance, man. That's vengeance of the Most High God on us, man. He says that
that's a fact.
We'll start at 16. It says, "Make not your boast in the multitude of your wickedness." As you know, we got Sirach 7 and 16. "Make not your boast in the multitude of your wickedness, but humble yourself even from thy heart, and remember that the wrath shall not be long in tarrying, and that the vengeance of the flesh of the ungodly is a very fire and worm." Is a what? Is a very fire and worm. "Give not over your friend for any good, nor thy faithful brother for the best gold."
That's right.
You know what I mean? That lines up with that. You know what I'm saying? Don't forsake the servants, man. If you have a friend that's a servant of the Most High God, man, that's the last dude that you should be not, you know what I mean, standing at war with, man. That's the last person. You're gonna stand with war with anybody else, or if you ain't gonna stand at war with nobody but one person, it better be him. You gotta be ready to roll, man. You gotta be ready to rock. All right, so we're gonna go back. We'll go back to that what we was reading 15? Earlier.
15. All right, 16.
All right. He said, the old giants obtained no grace for their sin, which were destroyed, trusting to their own strength. Neither spared he them among whom Lot was stranger, but smote them and abhorred them because of the pride of their words. He had no pity upon them, but destroyed all the people that were so stout in sin. So if you thinking that you hardcore, that's that thinking that you hardcore, stout. You know what I mean? I'm hard. You know, I just want to smash. I'll kick your ass. You know, all that. You know, no. And you ain't got your garment on and all that. Man, God destroyed nations of people that thought that way. He destroyed the giants of the old, man, or the mighty men of old, man. The offspring of the fallen angels, man. And those had to been some rough and tough dudes, man. And them rough and tough dudes ended up being wiped out by God. So don't be too powerful in your flesh when it comes to the approach of going to war, because it's insignificant and it's probably taking the Most High God off. You know, these are the art of war. This is the rules of engagement, man. The methodologies behind the madness, man, that has to actually be put out. This is what we got to do, man. It's very, very important. All right.
Yep.
All right. He says, he had no pity upon them, but destroyed all the people that were so stout in sin. And for so much as he oversaw not the 600,000 that gathered themselves together in the hardness of their heart, it were marvel if one being hard-necked should be free. For mercy and wrath is with him. He is both mighty to forgive and to pour out displeasure.
Both.
What?
He forgives, but he also pours out displeasure.
Right, because he's a mercy and wrath God. For mercy and wrath is with him. He is both mighty to forgive, that's one, and to pour out displeasure.
That's right.
Like as his mercy is great, even so is his punishment also.
There you go.
He judges a man according to his work.
My bad. I said, there you go, Pastor Poke Chop. Don't take that the Most High's grace and mercy period and think it's all bueno, because it's not. Just because we got grace and mercy right now, like the Most High might not to you be judging you, you will receive judgment by the Most High. He stirs up his anger, and then he lets his wrath go.
That's pretty scary to see. Like, oh, so he just as nice as he is. So if he's at a 10 at being nice and merciful to you as you've been wicked and sinning,
man,
you got a heavy retribution coming upon you, man. That's going to be a 10. That's something to be feared.
If you want to obtain life, don't try to go any other way besides through this way. Don't try to go this way or go to the left or even go over these commandments. Just do them. Walk that straight path. Don't be going to the left or to the right or trying to get over, because you're not even going to get through the door that you're trying to get through. Life.
True. There's no lukewarmism popping. So He says,
You said wisdom?
he said, the ungodly shall not escape in his spoil, and the long patience of him that shows mercy shall not bide behind. All mercy shall make place unto every man according to the deserving of his works, and
God.
after the understanding of his pilgrimage, man. We'll be rewarded according to our works and according to the understanding of what we are actually here to do, man.
God.
You understand that you've been over here set on a journey that was actually orchestrated by the white man, but initially, ultimately by God,
God.
to be here for a punishment, but then to wake up. You've been selected and elected for the generation of those who brings in the kingdom of the Most High Power.
God.
So when you call yourself and consider yourself as a soldier, an angel, a saint, a representative of the Most High God, you have a qualification to fill. There's a certain type of way things are supposed to go down.
God.
And you got to be standing stiff for the Most High God. Because that's the ones that gets the crown.
Yeah, Sour Twix, man, you gotta have mercy for people, man, because the same judgment you pass upon people, the Most High will pass upon you, man. If you don't show other people mercy, the Most High won't show you any mercy. So, y'all mean some people, man, you gotta have mercy on them. You can't
He
just
said he
be
has no mercy for anyone. Slap nuts.
That's
hey man.
No, that's Deleon.
Huh?
That's Deleon.
I don't know who that is. Deleon?
Yeah.
Shalom, brother, man. Maranatha. Hell yeah, man. Right on.
Mercy is for weak where I'm from.
Well, we want mercy from the Most High.
Con.
That's the mercy we're talking about.
That's right. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, man, we should have been destroyed. You know what I mean? And the Most High has been giving us mercy. You know what I mean? Because the wages of sin is death.
Yeah. He said over here on the at 16, he says it's better for a man to die without children than to leave behind him such as have children that are ungodly.
Con.
For by one that has understanding may a whole city be with upholding. Hold on, man, my bad. But I was trying to find. I thought this was the scripture where it was saying that we ain't supposed to have mercy. When it comes down to sinners and ungodly people, ain't no mercy. God don't show mercy on sinners, man. You are being presumptuously sinning.
Oh yeah,
You ain't gonna sit here and let that slide, man.
Con. Oh yeah, that was what is that? Numbers?
So we go check out
Yeah, that was Deuteronomy 18, Deuteronomy 17. And that man that will do presumptuously, so that he will not hearken unto the priest that stands there to minister unto the Lord thy God, and unto the judge shall die. There it is. That's that. No mercy.
No mercy, man. You shall die. So there ain't no mercy. That's an attribute that comes from God, man. What we gotta do is we gotta just treat our brother the way that we like to be treated. And that's our obligation, just to keep them commandments. Some of them commandments, they got some pretty damn harsh repercussions for certain things, you know. So we check this out now. Let's go to that Luke 8:4. Watch this. All right. He said, a sower went out to sow his seed, and as some fell by the wayside, and it was trodden under feet, and the fowls of the air devoured it up. All right. You see these seeds sown by the wayside. And you seeing people, that's just like when somebody is, you out there and you're not standing in the group, you're standing in the background. You're standing by the wayside, man. There's some type of deception, some type of mind frame of deception that's inside of your head that's still having you thinking that you are doing enough. And that's it's not a good thing to be off on the wayside. When the seeds are being sown. Or in other words, the word is coming out. The alarm is being blown. You're letting the people know that the trouble is coming. You're standing off to the wayside. Not getting out there fighting the fight. Getting into the real war. The war that starts with having the curses coming upon you to where we end up getting bad results in life. There's some people that make sure that happens to us. We can get that one more time in that Baruch 5:20. Or was it Judith 5? I think it was Judith 5:20.
Oh yeah, Judith 5.
Mm-hmm.
That's that. Yep, Judith 5.
Yep, Judith 5:20. He said, and therefore, my Lord, make diligent inquisition. If this people have done wickedly in the sight of their God, then let us go up against them, because doubtless their God shall deliver them into your hands and subdue them unto your power. But if this people have not displeased their God, we shall not be able to withstand them, because their God shall defend them, and so shall we be a shame to all the world.
That's right.
The white man knows these. White man knows these words right here, man. And they are going about this, and they operating and dealing with the so-called black man according to these suggestions. So when you're going out there waking the people up, there's a certain way that you have to look, because one of the commandments is to get down the way that the ministers is ministering.
Con.
So you gotta have on the proper dress code.
Con.
You gotta have on that garment if you're gonna be sitting around there getting with the microphones, or like things have to be done a certain way because other people are watching. And they didn't threw dirt on our name and made and stereotype black people so bad that when we get up into their courtrooms, we don't even feel like we got a chance, and we just be sitting around there taking plea bargains and shit, man. When we, probably could have beat that shit. All these things are all connected. So check it out. Excuse me. They know that if they can get us to sin, we'll be defeated. They know if they can get us to be operating presumptuously when it comes to acknowledging that you're an Israelite, acknowledging that you're the chosen people of the Most High God, and you still conduct yourself presumptuously. They know if they can convince you to do that too. They'll rule over you still.
Facts.
They know that you can be empowered by just wearing a border of blue.
Why? Because those things, the borders of blue, remind you to keep those commandments when you look upon it. So you're like, well, hold on. It says right there in the commandments not to be doing this, not to be doing that. You're doing it. You know what I mean?
They powerful. They bring power.
Facts.
Spiritual stuff. Let's go to this John 6:63, man. To prove that this stuff is spiritual, man. Watch this.
Hold on.
6:63. All right. It says right here. He said, "It is the spirit that quickens. The flesh profits nothing. The words that I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life." These words that he's speaking to us, man, is spirit and life. It's way more than just words of communication. This is some stuff that we're dealing with on a level that most people have never even considered to think upon. This ain't a book about morals and dogma. This is a spiritual book that has empowering instructions to a certain people on planet Earth, and it's us. That is a dope thing. That's a whole lot better. That sounds a whole lot better than that Christian stuff that Pastor Porkchop was out there spilling out inside of his neck. Talking about dying and going to heaven. When can't nobody prove hell or heaven. You can't prove it. We can just believe it. What we can prove is that, man, there's hell on earth, though. People are living in the living hell all over this mug. And most of those people is black. Been put into these places during the transatlantic slave trade. And that's just the fact, the whole thing, man. That's the whole link that's the whole puzzle that links us to this book and being able to claim it as ours. But upon obtaining back our book and our heritage, we got to come back with our minds, man, and get ourselves on a certain level of code and conduct. We can't be pissing around. Shalom now, Ladinum. We can't be just sitting around, pissing around, spitting. Can't be sitting around here out of our wits, scrambling around.
Come on.
We gotta be stiff, solid, stand up. And real serious about it, man. Like for real. This is not a game. This is really not a game. When you really look at it and see what these people are saying, see how long these words have lasted, and the grown black minds that wrote these things down, you look and say, damn. This stuff is really this is not a game. Whoever made this book like this, these people wasn't messing around. This is some real serious stuff. It's just the people that it's for hasn't even considered it, that it's theirs. They going around still thinking that they Gentiles. And that's just the ones that is in the church. In other words, I'm saying at best, they thinking that they just the Gentiles thanks to Pastor Sleazeball. You dropped out. But yeah, Pastor Sleazeball got us thinking this way, man. Got us undermining the soldierosity of the Most High God. Coming at the Most High like he's some type of soft, something that's going to make you weak. God knows what strong is. He know what hardcore is. He knows what'll make you survive. And he's telling you this is what will make you survive. You live, and there ain't no weak nothing about the Most High, man. That's the complete opposite. God means power. So when you see the word God, that's power. He's letting you know ain't nothing weak. You want real power. You want that power that you got to be actually effective, though. Because we know that the black man got his stereotypes. We know that the so-called black man, which is the true Israelites, we know that they got certain stereotypes and certain attributes and things that's supposed to come with them genetically. We know that. But is those things actually truly effective? We know good and darn well they have not been for far too long. But what is the reason behind it? It's because we don't stand stiff. We don't soldier up when it comes to God.
Facts.
The fight is gone out of the people. To where when they only come into God when they want to retire from the fight. What? People want to be kind of come to God when they want to retire from the fight. When they done fighting, they done being active and getting down with the bee's knees. Then they start trying to accept God, and then God looking at you like, what, man? He's like, you came at me. Now you gonna turn to me? You gonna try to bring me the turned down version of you? I'm like, but when you was all turned up and ready to ride, you gave it all to the devil. Think about that. Now that's one. Now that's something that would have shook me to the core at a point in time in my life. I would have said, damn, I ain't never heard nobody put it to me like that. I'm gonna turn to God when I'm trying to turn it all down. God looking at me like, I got it. Now I gotta take you when you don't want to put in no work. But when you was out there living, running wild with all that energy and strength, you was giving all that up to the devil. That's what I'm saying, man. When you done doing that wickedness and this non-productive lifestyle, you're supposed to get to the fight, because those were just your childish things. When you was a child, you thought like a child and you done childish things. But when you become an adult, you put away those childish things, man. Now the question is, what is it that you do after that? After you put away them childish things, man, do you actually join the war? Do you get in a fight, man, or do you sit around here and cop out into an early retirement? Pastor Pork Chop got you on a lazy doctrine. Let's talk about you, a soldier of God's. Y'all soldiers of God's, and y'all ain't being taught to even engage in any type of combat. And then the publicans, the rogue agents, the brothers out there that believe in God but never be going to church. You going off on your mighty man stuff, man. You just a member of an ungodly congregation. Regardless of where you reside. So let's get this right here. Let's get this Sirach. Now let's go to Luke 14. Let's do that real quick. And then I'll go back to Sirach. Luke 14. We start at Luke 14 and 15. He says, when one of them that sat at meat also heard that, he said unto him, happy is he that eats the bread of the kingdom. Eats the bread in the kingdom, Salakia. Then said he to him, a certain man ordained a great supper, and bade many, and sent his servant at supper time to say unto them that were bidden, come, for all things are now ready. That's number one, attendance, because all things is now ready. Show up, right? Because we're putting everything back in, we're putting all the pieces to the puzzle back together, and we're doing it fast. We got all the technology to where we can actually pull it off just from our phones. All things are ready. And they all at once began to make excuse. The first said unto him, I have bought a farm, and I must needs go and see it. I pray to have me excused. And another said, I have bought 5 yoke of oxen, and I go to prove them. I pray you, have me excused. And the third said, I have married a wife, and therefore I cannot come. So all these dudes made excuses, man. And that's something that we can catch ourselves doing when we know that we should be actually doing. Huh?
Yo, you know, that remind me of in the law when it says those who got like wives and stuff that just got wives and stuff and that scared and all, like be having all these excuses. Let them stay at home. Don't even bring them out to war with us. When we go out there going to war, those people that's got all these excuses, man, they ain't even need to be coming.
Right. Because that's that distracted type of, these people can't be focused. These people, they're not focused. They're not trying to really, they're not trying to really, join the fight. You gotta really join the fight. You say.
I mean, I meant newlyweds, newlyweds, lock it.
Right, because Christ is going to tell you about them right here, man. He said, and the servant went and brought his master's word thereof. Then was the good man of the house displeased, and said to his servant, go out quickly into the streets and quarters of the city, and bring in hither the poor, and the maimed, and the halt, and the blind. And the servant said unto the Lord, it is done as thou commandest, and yet there is room. And the Lord said to the servant, go out into the highways and hedges, and compel them to come, that my house may be filled. For I say unto you, that none of those men which were bidden shall taste of my supper. There went a great company with him. And he turned and said unto them, if any man come to me and hate not his father and his mother and his wife and children and brethren and his sisters, moreover, in his own life, he cannot be my disciple. And whosoever bears not his cross and comes after me cannot be my disciple. Which of you disposed to build a tower and sits not down before and counts the cost, whether he has sufficient to perform it? But which man sits down and goes and tries to actually better their environment and their community and build up their people when they ain't sat down, man, and actually got down with these law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High God and got instructions from the Almighty Father, man? How are you going to sit here and think that you're going to truly elevate your family without actually having God on your side properly, knowing how to get to walk with him? For you males that piss all over the place everywhere you go, do you think that God is sitting around you after you done heard this? Do you think God's sitting around you when you pissing on the side of where you stand at 5 feet from where you standing? No. There's certain things that has to be done, and there's certain code of conduct.
God.
Real talk.
Like you said from when we first started it, man, you can't just go off of, the faith, or you gotta actually do what God says. You can't just believe what God says. You can't just read the Bible and be like, all right, I believe that. I believe that. No, man, if you believe it, prove that you believe it by doing what the Most High says to do.
Come on.
That's how you
doing,
show
yeah,
that you believe in God's word. Until then, you just lip
right.
service.
You believe it, you imply it. You got to put it in the implications. If you don't start implying it, then what is the use of you believing it? What good is that? I say, hey man, watch out, a car's coming. You say, oh yeah, I believe that, and you don't move.
You gonna get smacked. That's a real though. That was a good one right there. That's a real, man. You can't get no real into that, man.
That's a good one, though. Yeah, I like that one too. That was a good one. Because it's the truth, though, man. When you see it, you're like, damn, that is the truth. Motherfuckers just saying that they believe in God, but they ain't doing no actions to it.
Con. They still standing in front of that car.
Still standing in front of the car. Talking about, I believe that.
For real though.
He said, where were we at?
Salakia, man. I'm sitting here, getting ready to pull up to the site in a second, man. My bad. You know what I mean? I'm still here. Just need a little bit longer, man. I'll be right at the site, man. Opening that word back up. Salakia, about relax.
Okay, man, no doubt. Yeah, all right, let me get this. Let's check it out. Where were we at?
We're
Okay,
in
good thing the house was displeased and said unto the servant, go quickly out and here. Oh, no, my bad. We at 25. No, wait, my bad. We at 27. He said, and whosoever bear not his cross and come after me cannot be my disciple. That bearing that cross, a lot of people get confused with it. The bearing of the cross is you actually constantly getting rid of the old you by identifying the sinful person inside of you. When you come across him also, him or her, and like, oh yeah, this is one of my sins right here. You're like, now I gotta, like, today is the end of that sin. I'm not, I'm not living with them no more. That is not about to be me. And then quit. Die daily. He said, whosoever bear not his cross to come after me cannot be my disciple. Which of you disposed to build a tower sits not down before and counts the cost, whether he has sufficient to perform it, lest after he has laid the foundation and is not able to perform it, all that behold it begin to mock him, saying, this man began to build and was not able to make an end. Or what king goes to make battle against against another king? So what king goes to make battle against another king? Here's that battle, man. We at war. We're here building up a nation. At the same time, we're at war. Part of the engagement of the war is to build them up. But the building up has to be done in a serious manner. Real serious. Militant-minded. Hardcore but structured approach. Watch this. Or else, while the other is my bad. He said, or what king goes to make battle against another king and sits not down first and casts in his bind, whether he be able with 10,000 to meet him that comes against him with 20,000? What would that be? What would be that thing that he's casting in his mind? And casts in his mind whether he is able. What would that be? That thing? It will be the laws, whether is these 10 or these 10,000, these 10,000 that he's rolling with, are they lawful or are they the ungodly? You know, are they the ungodly? You know, so it's very important. He says, if they are godly, one of them is more effective than 1,000 of them.
1,000.
All right,
Con. Con.
one of them is more effective than 1,000.
Just think about it. Just think about it. Who would get our people up out of this condition that we in? You know what I mean? 1,000 ungodly, or you know what I mean, ungodly people, or one person that's out here teaching our people to keep the law, statutes, and commandments.
Yeah, the one, because
It
we
would be
already
the one person that's fact.
we've been led astray long enough
Con.
from the ungodly. The ungodly is all those rappers,
Con.
all those movie stars, and all them hoop stars, people selling us the hoop dreams and stuff, man. You know, all these people have been doing that. Con, not Ladina. Father is the only one. With a lot of these people, they've been telling us them hoop dreams, misleading us, man, guiding us, and you know, the music and all the black movies and stuff, man, with all the nonsense that they keep on drilling in our heads, making us think that this is a natural story for everybody. Like we're all supposed to just go through the blues. Supposed to be, and then anytime we're trying to make any money, we're just trying to sell some drugs or pimping somebody. That's what I'm like. This stuff has to be defeated, but we have to have that 10,000 righteous brothers, and we would easily be able to defeat the 20,000 that comes up against us. He said, or else while the others is yet a great way off, he will send ambassadors and desire peace. So, like, you know, and that's what we got right now. We got these pastor pork chops teaching our people to desire integration and peace and a passive acceptance from the white man. Under the false promise that don't worry, you'll die and go to heaven if you just become, a defensiveless, offensiveless Negro. Yeah, I said it. Defensiveless and offensiveless ass Negro. You go and
I think that was a good one, man. I can't lie.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
Yeah, man. That's what we're dealing with. It's like you if you can go ahead and reduce yourself to that low level of existence, they okay. Your enemies is doing has a bright forecast based off of your ignorance to the law, statutes, and commandments, man. But if you got them righteous brothers, 10,000, man, it's over with. But the on the contrary, the sellouts and them passive pork chop minions will teach you to desire integration and peace.
Man, bring it out. Bring it out.
You're gonna always want to take the soft and comfortable road to the quote unquote kingdom, thinking that that's what you're going to end up in the pie in the sky or whatever. These are the deceptions that our people have been eating up for hundreds of years. Having no clue on what we're actually talking about. He said, or else while the other is why he's great away, he will send ambassadors and desire peace. So likewise, one of you that forsakes not all that he has can be my disciple. What? So likewise, one of you that forsakes not all that he has can be my disciple. You got all these demons and bad habits and bad lifestyle, traits has to be eradicated out of you, man. So likewise, one of you that forsakes not all that he has can be my disciple. Salt is good, but if salt has lost its saltiness, what shall be seasoned therewith? What shall you season? What object should you season with that stuff, man? What you gonna season? You with salt that don't have no saltiness. It's gonna feel like sand on the food. It is neither good for the land nor yet the dunghill. It ain't good to assist in decomposition, and then you won't. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to help destroy the nation. You're not going to decompose nothing, destroy anything. And you ain't going to make anything better. That's that seasoning. You know what I'm saying? You're not good for any type of.
What's the salt without a savor?
Huh?
What's the salt without the savior, man?
There ain't no salt without the savior, man. You gotta have the savior, man. You be to some annoying ass stuff, man. And that's what our people is failing to realize, that Pastor Pork Chop is turning us into that, man. He's the one that's responsible for these things, man. The white ones too. It is neither good for the land nor yet for the dunghill, but man shall cast it out at the doors. He that has ears to hear, let him hear, man. And that's what's happening, man. Being casted out at the doors, man. When it comes down to rocking under the real proper guidelines of Yahushua Hamashiach.
That's right.
Man, they don't have a delight in none of that, man. All right, let's move on to Timothy 2. 2 Timothy. 2 Timothy 2. We'll start at 1.
There.
Therefore, my son, be strong in the grace that is in Hamashiach Yahushai. And what thing thou hast heard of me, many bearing witness, the same deliver to faithful men, which are apt to teach others, which is capable of teaching others, which is able to teach others. So these are the things that has to be actually done too. Certain kind of people has to go out. If you can actually say, all right, I can teach, I know how to speak, you're supposed to be there. If you're retarded, then okay, I get it. You're not capable of teaching. But if you are capable of teaching, you are not retarded, you got to get out there. That's a real faithful person. Because the faith, according to Revelations 13:10, is he that leads into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killed with the sword must be killed with the sword. That's the patience and the faith of the saints. So when they say that you have to be a faithful man, you have to be somebody that's actually working in the battle, fighting, getting down with the real war. as a soldier. Watch. He says, he said, the same deliver the faithful men which are apt to teach others. Thou therefore suffer affliction as a good soldier of Yahushua HaMashiach. Suffer affliction as a good soldier. All right. No man that wars entangles himself with the worldly business, and that because he would please him that has chosen him to be a soldier. You want to be a real soldier? In other words, man, you're supposed to really go about this as if you enlisted into the United States Marine Corps. You're supposed to be standing at attention. Tan hut, about face, all that stuff they say. You're supposed to be serious. Serious look on your face with serious desires of results for what you're doing. Taking it real serious, man. Soldier, militant, organized. Clean cut. Watch this. Khan Naladena. She said, Aman. He says, because God has chosen him to be a soldier, and though a man strive for a mastery, yet is he not crowned except he strives lawfully, man. You want to get into that real kingdom? You want that crown that Christ is handing? You want to sit and be at rest and at peace, and all for all eternity? As you know what I mean? Come on, man. As a saint of the Most High Power, you have to do that. You have to strive for that lawfully, though. And them laws that they're talking about is this book. According to the book of Deuteronomy up to Genesis. Get down in that fashion. And you have to strive. I mean, you're going to be having to kill your old person. That's who you're going to be at war with. Even that when you're not actually out there doing the battle on the battlefield. You're still going to be worn on the inside. And you have to fight that stuff, man. It's a strive. The keeping of the commandments is easy. But the flesh fights against your spirit. One of the things that it has been winning is telling you that you can't keep them. Or that you don't have to push the max. You don't have to go hard in the yard. These are the deceptions that our people are under. But by the grace of the Heavenly Father, that He has actually allowed us to actually be able to attack these lies and abolish these doctrines. Be able to read this book and be able to see what it's actually saying. You know what I mean? Outside of the fogged up lens that Pastor Sleazeball has had us looking through. He said, and though a man strive for mastery, yet is he not crowned except he strives lawfully. The husbandman that labors, what? The husbandman that labors must first be receivers of the fruits.
Those that's out there actually putting in that work, man. Boots on the ground, man. Out there on the Sabbath, man. Waking these people up, man. Guiding them back to the Most High's law, statutes, and commandments.
Right. You have to actually get down like that. That is a method on how you're supposed to conduct yourselves in order for you to get the results that comes of God. He said, "A husbandman that labors must first receive of the fruits. Consider what I say. The Lord gives the understanding in all. He gives you understanding in all things. Remember that Yahushua HaMashiach, being of the son of David, rose again from the dead, according to my gospel, wherein I suffered trouble as an evildoer, even unto bonds. But the word of God was not bound. Therefore I suffer all things for the elect's sake, that they might also obtain the salvation which is in Hamashiach Yahushua with eternal glory." You know? And that's it right there, man. Went through these laws, man. Went through these recommendations and instructions of the New Testament.
Yeah,
Went
let
through
you know,
the
man. It's backing up
Apocrypha.
the old.
I was going to touch on Isaiah 58 and 13, but I think we really didn't went through that one a lot. But Isaiah 58 and 13 says, you know what I'm saying? Honor the Sabbath, man. If you take your foot off from defiling the Shabbat and not doing your own words, speaking your own things and doing your own pleasures, he said he'll place you high above all the nations of the earth and feed us with the heritage of Jacob.
Yeah, and that goes with the, you know what I mean, the fringes, you know what I mean? You can't, it's your pleasure to dress how you want to dress. You know what I mean?
Right.
You're supposed to have a certain dress code when it comes down to the Sabbath, man. Yeah, and it's not just the Sabbath that you're supposed to have it on, but that's the day that you really supposed to have it, because guess what? God's right there watching. It says 2 or more gathered in his name, man. He's in the midst. He's there on the Sabbath day. He's there chilling with us. And he's looking and he's watching and he's seeing. He's separating the sheep from the goat, man. Don't be a goat, man, because the goats don't get into the kingdom, man.
True.
The goats are the reprobates, man. The ones that don't listen to the words of the Most High God. You're not going to get to the kingdom with Israelites, and you're not, and you are not keeping the commandments. They're going to look at you and be like, "You cold, brother." You either be cold, man.
That's true, man.
Don't be lukewarm.
So you might as well go ahead and get it all in now.
Yeah.
Get it all practiced out. Get it all part of you now, man. Because it's not really a game. And it's not something that should be taken lightly either. You know, this book is too old and it's speaking too creepy. To like when you really just look at it from an ignorant point, or maybe from an ignorant person's perspective. You just turn and just imagine, like, okay, I'm gonna come at this with some straight, I don't know what's going on. I would read it and it'd be like, whatever it's saying, man, I'm like, it's threatening somebody with curses.
Hey, check it out, man. When I was sitting there, I was reading, like, there was a time where I was still sinning, and I was reading that word, and I'm talking about, I was terrified. I'm like, whoa, I'm getting tripped on right now. This is intense. Made me want to close the book. I'm like, I'm tripping. Whoa, but I didn't know. I kept reading, because at the end of the day, I knew that was a demon getting cast out. That was a demon that was scared, because the spirit inside of me was, you know what I mean? Well, I was sinning at the end of the day. And you know what I mean?
Right.
That spirit was trying to fight to still sin. Like, no, man, just, you know, they talking about you. Just go ahead and just close that. No, man, I kept reading, man, and I corrected that. You know what I mean? That would make me, you know what I mean, even get stronger, you know what I mean, get closer, you know what I mean, to the Most High, because I know that he is real. He will tell, like, you know what I mean, the Most High will talk straight through you, man. Straight to you. He'll talk straight to you. Like, no, you know what I mean, you'll be, you know what I mean, somebody will be going through a scripture or something, and it'll be directly about you. And they didn't even do it. They did it on purpose. They don't know what you're doing. You just, you know what I mean? They just reading the word. You know, you like, wait, hold on, man.
This is God talking to me, man, right now. Fix myself. Dude.
Come on.
Yeah, and you know what I mean? Like you said, it ain't nothing to, you know what I mean? I'm laughing about it now, you know what I mean? But it's not nothing to laugh about. You know what I mean? It's not a game, like MALAK said, man. It's not a game. It's serious, man. The Most High, he ain't playing no games.
Oh yeah, it's way more serious than we have ever been led to believe. We have been led to believe that this is something that we could actually have step to. We don't actually have to go 100%, and our 100% is just us just going and feeling all like mushy on the inside. That's 100%. Feel mushy on the inside, or you know what I'm saying, get that Holy Ghost and do the devil dance.
Yeah, that half stepping, man, that'll lead you to just a path of sin. You know what I mean? Because you at the end of the day, you're gonna fulfill the lust of your flesh more than that spirit, man. When you half stepping, you're gonna see that you're gonna still be doing more fleshly things than more of the spiritual things, man. Like seeking out that word, getting that bread every day, man. You're supposed to be getting that bread every day.
Every day.
But when you sitting there half stepping, you're gonna get that bread like probably once or twice out the week.
True.
You know what I mean?
Once or twice out the week, not keeping the simple border blue.
Right. Yeah, which a lot of them don't even know about the border blue because they ain't even reading. You know what I mean? They think that they just, I know God. No, you don't know God unless you know God. You sit there, there's a book literally specifically about God and what he likes and dislikes. You don't know God until you read that thing and understand it fully.
Like the test, man, that you did when you saw Ra'ab. He said, Christians read the Bible. He said, okay, watch this. Pulled up. Hey, are you a Christian? Yeah. Do you read the Bible? No.
Two of them. I'm talking about, he asked another one. He couldn't believe it. So he asked another person. He was like, hold on, man. Maybe that was just a fluke. Hey, man, are you a Christian? He was like, that's kind of weird question, but I just want to ask you, man. I'm trying to see what's going on. He was like, are you a Christian? And the dude was like, yes, I am. It was a black dude this time. The first one was a white dude. The next dude was a black dude. And he was like, yeah, I am. And then he was like, do you read the Bible? He was like, no. I was like, see, I told you. These dudes don't be knowing. They be thinking they know God. They don't know God. These people don't even read the word. You can tell they don't know God because they ain't walking around with no border blue on. That's in the third chapter in the Bible. I mean the third book or the fourth, third or fourth. Yeah, the fourth book, Numbers. Yeah.
Yeah, the fourth one. Yeah. And it's the easiest one. Like especially right now when you just showed on the screen that tape. That tape, and then once you put it on there on your shirt, you just iron it.
That's it. That simple.
And you are leveling up on a level that you don't even understand.
It's called what's it called? Man, I had it hemming tape or something like that. Something close to that.
Yeah.
You'll see it though when you go into the store. Just ask them for the hem tape or something like that. They gonna know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I searched for sewing tape.
There it is.
You know exactly what I was talking about. It works.
So everybody got an iron. Everybody got an iron. If you ain't got an iron, it's only a couple of bucks, man. Go to Walmart and get you an iron. And you know what I mean, you ain't even got to. And if you want to make sure it stays on forever, just spend you another $140. That's for a good one, a good sewing machine too. You can get you a good sewing machine for $140.
Yeah,
at Walmart, man, they got them. You know what I mean? If you want to make sure they stay on all the time, you can first iron it on and then sew it on. Sew the ends on. You'll have you a nice border blue on all your shirts.
Yeah, I went and got mine. I went and got my sewing machine from Joann's. And it was, it's dope. It was life changing. I think I paid $160 for it.
See, I guarantee it was a good one, huh? You know what I mean? They got some cheaper ones at McDonald's. I mean, at McDonald's, Walmart. You got some cheaper ones at Walmart, man. And, it's not as good as the ones that's like 150, 160, 200. But they'll still do this job, man. If you ain't got that much money, and if you really ain't got no money, huh?
Yeah, if you ain't got a lot of money, you can get something going on in Walmart.
Yeah.
I actually bought a kid version. My first sewing machine was for $20.
Those snaps.
Brand new.
What?
$20.
Oh,
brand
heck
new.
yeah.
Walmart.
It's a real sewing machine.
Yeah, it really worked.
Oh man.
It had the pedal and everything. I did my first garments with it.
Naladine, she said, got me one.
Oh, all praise to the Most High. It works, man. You can make clothes with it.
Yeah. Oh, with the
ones that they got today. Yeah, it works just as good.
Oh man. Hey, Kyle Halal Haba, man. All praises to the Father, man.
Yeah. It works. You just gotta, accommodate for the size.
Yep. They got the borders of blue. They even got some borders of blue at Walmart. You know what I mean? They got some over there. But you know what I mean? Joann's, you can get, they got a lot of varieties, man. They got the small ones, they got little big ones, they got medium-sized ones, whatever, you know what I mean? Whatever you like.
They have them all. And they're cheap. That's another thing. They're not expensive at all.
Nope.
I think I seen them for $1.50 for 18 feet.
Man. And then with that discount, because Joann's, you always get a discount too on each item. 40% discount, less than $1.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, Joann got different. Yeah, they got a higher variety. They got more variety. And the quality of some of the variety is obviously more, more better than the one they got at Walmart. But the Walmart ones is just as dope. It's the same one that they got inside of Joann's. Joann just got like 2 or 3 more styles. So basically what I'm just saying is, yeah, you can get them from both stores, man. You're gonna have the same options as when you go to Walmart, as when you go to Joann's. It's going to be telling you, Most High God has this whole system set up to remind you, and a constant reminder, hey, keep these commandments. No, look, they're there right there, $1.50. You don't even have an excuse now. Scientists are starting to say that it's 50% chance that we live in inside of a simulation.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, they said what?
There's a 50% chance that we live inside of a simulation.
Oh, we definitely are in something that has been intelligently designed by the Most High God. And if they want to consider that a simulation, then, then I guess we are living in one, because there is something outside of us that is controlling all this.
Right.
Just like you would be controlling the game, there's something outside of us that's controlling this. whole world.
Yeah. And it's scary.
Yeah,
These
that's
are
why. That's
frightening things, man. To
man.
realize that we're existing, and we're probably all that exists.
Oh, that's what Most High, man. Anytime like anything negative comes to my mind, or you know what I mean, anything comes to my mind that's against the commandments, man, I'll always think about, hold on, man, I'm being watched right now. I
Yeah.
need to, and not only am I being watched, like my actions, my heart is even being weighed.
Calm.
I gotta make sure that I'm 100% with this word at all times. I can't be half stepping. You know what I mean? Because you know what I mean, you even your thoughts will get you into some stuff. So that's
Right.
why you got to meditate in that word daily to cast out all those negative things that you've been taught in this world. Because all they do is push a bunch of negativity on you, man. They'll throw all types of stuff at you here and there, and this, that, that. You're finding all types of things. You are in a war right now. It's a war raged on our minds, man. And we gotta keep those things sanctified or set apart holy.
Calm,
Because
man.
the right now, everything's at the push of a button. You can learn anything, and that's dangerous.
Anything. And that makes it to where we got a lot of false teachers that can come about too when that's happening too. Since you can learn anything, we got the avenues where people can teach anything.
That's facts. I was just thinking, anything that you want to look up, you will find it. So be careful for what you're looking for.
Right.
If you seek out the word, man, because if you look at anything negative, trust and believe they got something negative for everything. They got an opposite. There's there's always an opposite of everything. You know what I mean? Just as much as you'll find about God, you're gonna find people attacking God. Just as, you know what I mean, you find, you know what I mean, the word will say something, and then somebody else will have something opposite of what the word is saying. And then now, because you was seeking the opposite, now you're in a fight between the truth and some bullshit somebody came up with.
That's big time. That's and that's usually the pattern. That's how it's going. Diagnosis correct. We got to come out of here, my people, man, so we don't be partakers of our sins. There's a plague going around here, man, and God is saying, hey, Negro, hey, little black boy, hey, little black girl, it's time for y'all to get out of this country. I'm about to turn this place into a freak show. He said, but y'all got to make sure that y'all ain't with that bullshit. Excuse my language. Like, y'all got to make sure that y'all ain't, coming around to some peaceful people and messing up those people's way of living. Because don't nobody need that mess that you guys be, you know what I mean? Talking to the black folks. Don't nobody need that mess that y'all known to be doing. Don't nobody need that mess. That's what y'all Negroes do in Chicago. Y'all just sit around there and just do that. Don't know African people got nothing to be ready for all that crazy ass bullshit. So you got to keep your laws in the land of your captivity and work out all the kinks. That is the rules of engagement. This is the art of war. The art of war is that you sit at council according to Yahushua HaMashiach, our number one chief.
That's right.
The chief leader, letting us know that this is how it must be done. And the way that you guys have been defeated is spiritual. You guys, the Native Americans, they had a carnal defeat. They came around over here and these white folks just said, we're beating you because we have weapons made out of metal, while y'all got weapons made out of bones. So we win. Carnal defeat.
Con.
But with the black folks, man, we had spears and with iron heads and all that stuff. And we just got completely defeated. Yeah, like the Native American, but some other extra stuff popped off. We got all the abolishing of the reading and the abolishing of the writing, and who your God is, and all that other stuff, man. These are just the tactics that has been put on us, man, that we got to address. We got to sit back and look and say, on what levels are we being assaulted? And we got to do something about that. And it's like they destroying us about God. A lot of people don't even realize that that's an assault that's being put on you. Is the destruction of the concept of God out of you and out of the household, out of the schools, out of the everyday life. And what they want to do is they want to fill it, they want to replace it with a bunch of crazy violence and bullshit. But only against your people. They don't want to show you, for the most part, black man doing anything to anybody else. Everybody else is supposed to be not on his radar. The only person that's supposed to be on the black man and black woman's radar is each other. People that look just like them. These are real red flags and dead giveaways that our people should have taken note of a long time ago. That's how you know there's something spiritual going on, and that this book sitting around here lingering around us everywhere we turn has real reasons to it.
That's right.
There's something going on about us in this book. It's the only two things that's lying, just aimlessly be lying around in the United States without any explanation. It's going to be the black man and Bibles. You go into a motel room, man, and it's be up in there. You go into a jail cell, man, and be up in there. Man. What is it doing up in here?
For real?
With me? You know? I start going through it, and then, I'm losing the housing, whatever. I end up staying a night or two in a motel. Lo and behold, here's a Bible. What are you doing up in here at my lowest?
For real though, they be about that, man. For real, that's the Most High God let you know, like, hey man, got to keep the commandments, man. You cannot say at the end of the day that you don't know, or you didn't know, or you didn't know about God, or nothing was available there for you to know about God. When there's a Bible everywhere you turn,
open
it and read. You know English.
Bible everywhere you turn. But when you disregard God, He takes that as you hate Him. You take that as, man, you straight dissed Him. You gotta, we gotta always.
Because that's what it is, though. You know what I mean? That's why He takes it like that. At the end of the day, you're not showing you love Him by. Or that you actually rocking with Him. You actually showing that you hate Him and that you dissing Him when you not reading His word Because you claim that you know God or you love God or that you're about God, but you don't read his word and you don't do. And if you do, or if you heard about his word, you don't keep the commandments.
That's the truth.
It says, seek you out the book and read, man.
Seek out the book and read, man. That's, that's the obligation that we all got. That is the solution, even though it seems simple. People are like, oh, keep the commandment. That's it. Yeah, that is it.
That is it. It's not. Isaiah, that seek you out the book and read is Isaiah 34 and 16 for those who want to know. It says, seek you out of the book of the Lord and read. No one of these shall fail. None shall want her mate. For my mouth it has commanded, and his spirit it has gathered them.
That's right. And my spirit has gathered them, man. He's responsible for this to be sitting here.
Yeah, for that. So for you guys that want to know who wrote this book or what is this book coming from, at the end of the day, this is all. It don't matter who wrote it. It don't matter if like Battle Axe was saying, me and Battle was having a talk earlier. It don't matter who wrote this book. Whoever wrote it, that person knew your future, black man and woman.
That's right.
And we see right here in Isaiah 34 and 16 that the Most High commanded these things to come about how it is.
Khan. That's right. And another thing about how that guy knew your future. And this guy, whoever it was, claims that he got this information from the creator of heaven and earth.
Yep.
Like, I don't want to hear that foolishness. You know?
Yeah.
They say, well, the white man wrote that book. Whoever wrote this book. It could be a hillbilly on the top of the Alps. It don't matter. Because whoever it was claimed that this information came from God, and he's talking about you, Negroes. With that being said, man, gotta end with this foolishness, and we gotta learn how to make sure that when we run across some foolish comments that is going against the Most High God, that we gotta know how to, pull out a quick sword, man, and decapitate that lion beast. Just with the straight logics, logistics, and scriptures. Hell yeah, man. I'll praise it to the Most High Power, man. By Hashem Yahushua.
Kahala ha ba ba Hashem Yahushua Mashiach, man.
Khan. Yeah, man. And on that note, man, so we don't get viewer lag, we're gonna let it go off and end it. Kal halal ha'aba akbalak Torah. All praise to the Most High God.
Peace.
Shalom, man. Maranatha. Shalom, Naladina. Shalom, Brother Dillion. Leslie Bishop. Annalise and Ingok. Brother Sour Twigs. Lord of the Flies. Shalamar. Brother Shalamar. And we out.
Maranatha.
Maranatha. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share this message, man, so we can get this room right here across, man, so we can know the rules of engagement. Maranatha, my people, man, we almost out. Last stretch. Final hour. And we out of here.
Yahusha the king, 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 that's the song that I sing. Yahusha the king, 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 that's the song that I sing. Yahusha's the king, what is y'all saying? Sitting on the throne, ain't no delaying. At his return, gonna be a lot of slaying. Ain't no plan. Once the sword's grown, sitting on the throne, y'all gon' fall. Too late, man. Who you gon' call? Yahusha's the name. Y'all gon' confess, cause he is the best. Put that other stuff to rest. Ain't gon' play on Judgment Day. Say what you say, but say it to his face. He got the crown. Time to lay it down. 144,000 years all around. Putting in work, make them hit the dirt. And we do for show, just to let you know. And we all yelling, Yahuwah Sabaoth, Yahuwah Sabaoth, Yahuwah Sabaoth. Yahusha's the king, 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 that's the song that I sing. Yahusha's the king, 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 that's the song that I sing. He came to bring the pain in his father's name, and he will get slain when the trumpet go bang. It's too late to change, I told you. Yahusha's his name. He's sitting on the throne with the crown on his head. Won't be alone, coming back with the leg. Yeah, everything getting checked. Return of a black Messiah, that's respect. On the warpath, Yahuwah bring the wrath. Blood to the horse's brow, a bloodbath. Respect the throne, confess and be gone. It's all royalty. 12 tribes know who the king be. You and your Yahusha, you ain't no kin to me. Last king standing, Torah over everything they saw, he demanded. Hosts of the elect, yeah, he commanded. Yahusha's the king, 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 that's the song that I sing. Yahusha's the king, 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 that's the song that I sing.
We praise your holy name. Hallelujah. We praise your holy name.